What's up, guys? It's KB. Make sure you subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Click the bell icon down below so you don't miss a single video from us. And thanks for tuning in to another video from Underground Sports Philadelphia. Now let's get into it.
Philadelphia, baby, you're going to love it. Best sports fans in the world. Actually, the worst, but that's what makes them the best.
Ooh, what is going on, everybody? Welcome into episode number 699 of Underground Sports Philadelphia, presented by the city of Vineland. It's your boy KB coming at you from Underground Studios, and it's a Victory Monday episode, everybody. Once again, the Eagles get the job done in the face of fabricated adversity, in the face of all the doubters and the haters and the naysayers. Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and this nasty, tenacious Eagles defense get the job done at home against the Pittsburgh Steelers. We're going to recap it all. We're going to talk about it all, how they shut everybody up. There's nothing left to say. All the doubters, I got my hater blockers on right now. Shout out to Tomahawk Shades, because all the haters are sick. We're going to get into that. We're going to go around the NFL. We're going to get into this unfortunate Jared McCain injury news. We're going to talk a little Phil's offseason, some Flyers, and I'm going to talk about the Philadelphia Wings' electric win this weekend down at the Wells Fargo Center that I was in attendance for as a member of the media. And whatever the hell else comes to mind. But before we get into everything, make sure you guys are following us on the socials at Underground PHI across the board. We're on every platform. You search Underground Sports Philadelphia. We are on there. Subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. Follow me on the socials wherever you can find me. KBIZZL311 on Twitter. KBIZZLE11 on Instagram, Threads. I'm on Blue Sky. I'm on TikTok. I'm on YouTube as well with my own personal channel. Subscribe to the mother-freaking pod. Subscribe. If you are one of the people who never doubted this Eagles team, who didn't buy in to the fabricated nonsense about Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown hating each other, being mortal enemies, all that good stuff, you should be subscribed to this podcast. If you are somebody who enjoys Philadelphia sports, who enjoys living in the moment and experiencing what we are currently experiencing with this Philadelphia Eagles team, if you love Philly sports, you should be subscribed to this podcast. Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts in audio form. Leave us a 5-star review, because that goes a long way for helping this show continue to grow, helps us continue building our community out to be the best go-to place for Philly sports coverage on the internet and in the world. And subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel, youtube.com/@undergroundsportsphiladelphia. That is where you get full video episodes of this show twice a week on Sundays and leading into your Monday, getting your week started off right. It's me flying solo, and then we record on Wednesdays. Wednesday with Harry the K, a.k.a. Harrison Kremitz, that comes out on your podcast feeds and on our YouTube channel every Thursday. So you get 2 episodes a week. Perfect timing to get your week going in the right direction. And our YouTube channel features every podcast on our network, clips, shorts, live streams, original video content. It's all on our YouTube channel. We're trying to get to 900 subscribers, guys. We're oh so close. Keep subscribing. Let's get to 900. Let's get to 1,000 before the end of the year. Let's make that happen. youtube.com/@undergroundsportsphiladelphia. And this show is proudly presented by my hometown, which is the city of Vineland, New Jersey. And the City of Vineland Municipal Calendar features city-organized, city-sponsored, and city-affiliated events that are of public interest. The calendar, which is accessible at vinelandcity.org, is a great way for residents and visitors to build awareness, remain engaged with city government, and participate in local events. You can also follow the City of Vineland on their social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And through these tools, you can stay connected to the community and get important announcements about programs and services offered by the city. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season. And big thank you to Security 21 Security Systems and Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated for their continued support of this podcast.
I'm Mayor Anthony Finucci. If you're looking for the right location, think Vineland, New Jersey. Our pro-business approach is supported by financial incentives, workforce development programs, and other resources which can give your business a competitive edge. Whether you're starting a new business or expanding to new markets, our business environment, infrastructure, accessibility, and quality of life make Vineland an ideal location. More information about how we can help your business grow can be found at vinelandcity.org. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Eagles fans everywhere, happy Victory Monday for a 10th straight week. 10 weeks of Victory Mondays in a row. The Philadelphia Eagles get it done down at the link. I gotta clear my vision up, have it ready to go for everybody, because the Eagles get another dub. 10 in a row for the first time in Eagles franchise history. It had never been done before. They had done 9 in a row. They had done 10 in a row. They had done 10 in a row from one season to the next, but they had never done 10 in a row in a single season. This Philadelphia Eagles team gets it done. They win 27-13 down at the link against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And guess what, guys? Jalen Hurts, newsflash, shocker. I couldn't believe it. He can throw the ball. He can pass the ball more than 20 times a game. He can throw touchdowns to AJ Brown. He can get the ball to AJ Brown more than just for 43. He can throw for over 110. He can 110 yards and a touchdown for AJ Brown in this game. What? 109 receiving yards on 11 catches and a touchdown for Devontae Smith in the same game? That's allowed? That's what a whole bunch of these fucking bozos in Philly sports media sounded like this entire week. They act like Jalen Hurts is incapable of producing games like he did today. Jalen Hurts, 25 of 32. I believe he started 11 for 11 or 12, something like that. Finishes 25 of 32, 290 yards passing, 2 touchdowns through the air, 15 carries for 45 yards on the ground, and another rushing touchdown. I don't understand how people can hate Jalen Hurts. I don't understand how we can continue to have people who professionally cover this team. And by professionally, I mean they have credentials. They're around the team every single day of the week, all the time, week over week. They're around the team. And they continue to doubt Jalen Hurts. We have national media members who get paid far more than we do at this podcast. Because guess what? We don't get paid directly at this podcast. Newsflash. We have national media members. I'm talking about Chase Daniel. I'm talking about James Jones. I'm talking about Emmanuel Acho. And the list goes on, who have talked ill on Jalen Hurts' name, talked ill on his ability to play football, have doubted his ability to play football, have just continued to doubt this man every single day of the week. And Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown and the rest of this Eagles team silenced every single one of those clowns today. Jalen's intro at his press conference was cinema. Roll the clip.
So that's what y'all wanted to see, huh?
Jalen, you said you'll figure this out. Is that what we saw tonight?
We found a way to win the game.
Cinema. A.J. Brown, his quote, it was there, his talking about the celebration that he and A.J. did, cooling the gang. It was our opportunity to shut everybody up. And that's exactly what they did. A beautiful display on offense. They overcame turnovers. And this Eagles team put on a show for Lincoln Financial Field today. That place was rocking. You could hear it through the TV. so exquisitely. It was amazing. It was amazing to watch the Eagles, who last year, when the bullshit that happened this week occurred, last year this team would have broken. They would have fallen apart. They would have crumbled. It would have been over. But Nick Sirianni has assembled a coaching staff around him that I think they work well together. They understand one another. There wasn't any, late incomings to this coaching staff like there were last year when both Gannon and Steichen left to take their head coaching jobs. And we were like scrambling to get new coordinators. I think a lot of people forget that too. And I think this team is just rolling, and it's so funny to me how these talking heads just want to continue to say, oh, look out for the Rams. Look out for the Lions. Look out for the Seahawks. Look out for the Packers. And the Eagles just continue to fly and fly and fly. 10-0 in the bald Eagle era. This was just a brilliant display. The score could have been even more if the Eagles decided to kind of put a bow on it towards the end. They scored 10 points in the first quarter. First quarter points. They scored first in this game. They shut the Steelers out in the second half. Defense was buzzing. Nakobe Dean led the team in tackles. 10 total tackles in this one. Zach Bond added another 5. Nolan Smith had a sack in this game. Josh Sweat had a sack in this game. Both of those sacks came up at big-time moments in the game, too. Some exquisite tackling in this game. They really limited Mr. Unlimited, Russell Wilson. 14 of 22 for 128 yards and a touchdown. Had 13 on the ground, too. They destroyed the Steelers' attempt at a running game. Najee Harris led the Steelers in rushing, 6 carries for 14 yards. They had nothing on the ground. They barely had anything in the pass. My guy Pat Freiermuth did get a touchdown in this one. I talked about him with Wes, saying he was their best receiving option. He did score. I know ball. And, they overcame some sacks, too. Highsmith and TJ Watt combined for 3 sacks on Jalen Hurts in this one. But the Eagles did what they had to do, took care of business at home against a dominant opponent who I think is one of the top 5 teams in the NFL that has a chance to, go on a run. You look at the teams right now in the NFL. The NFC, for me, it's the Lions and the Eagles. Those two teams are the dominant force. I'm still not really sold on Minnesota. We'll see how that shakes out the end of the year when they play Detroit in that final game. But the NFC dominance, it's Eagles, Lions, and then the AFC, it's Bills, Chiefs, Steelers for me. And the Ravens are right there, but those 3 are the teams that are really intrigued about. I still think the Steelers are a good football team. They had a lot of injuries today that they were going through, but guess what? Every team has those, and there was no excuses for the Eagles when they had injuries early on and they overcame them. And they battled through, and sure, they suffered a couple losses, the Eagles did, with those injured players in those games. But they've overcome injuries for 10 straight weeks now. And now you have a bus ride to Washington, a game against Dallas at home right after Christmas in your Kelly Greens, and then you're home against the Giants to wrap up the season. And there's a path to the 1 seed, which is crazy. We never thought that it would potentially come into play, but shout out to the Buffalo Bills. They handle business against the Lions today in Detroit and now make it so that record-wise the Eagles and Lions are even. The Lions still have the tiebreaker due to conference record. But the Eagles, an utterly dominant win in so many ways. I love this team, guys. And if you're questioning Sirianni, if you're questioning Jalen Hurts, if you're questioning A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, if you're questioning anything about this team right now, I don't know what there is for you to have pleasure in life, because I am getting satisfied and fulfilled week in and week out watching this team. They are having fun. They are winning for one another. They are playing for one another. This team is amazing. Diana Rossini tweeted, walking out of that Eagles locker room, there's a lot of 2017 in there with a mix of 2022. That's pretty damn good to me. That sounds like a fun time in my book. And again, I'll continue to say it week over week over week over week as it has gone on. And I don't want to hear about the Jacksonville game because that box score does not tell the whole story of that game. Nick Sirianni deserves to be a Coach of the Year candidate, hands down. I know people are going to talk about Sean McDermott, and they're going to talk about Andy Reid, and they're going to talk about Harbaugh, and they're going to talk about Dan Campbell, and this, that, and the third. Nick Sirianni is doing an outstanding job as a head coach and deserves consideration at the very least. Like the Eagles have now won 10 games in a row for the first time in franchise history in a single season. A team that's been around for a good long time, setting new standards, breaking new records. And it's unfortunate that Saquon didn't have a dynamic game in this one. He's still on track to break Eric Dickerson's record with 3 games remaining. I don't know if he's going to win the MVP. I think he's going to have to rush for that record and kind of put some distance between he and Eric Dickerson. But it was so awesome. And to see AJ and Jalen celebrating together with that first touchdown. And it's just like, oh, I thought they hated each other. I thought they weren't friends. I thought they didn't like each other. I thought it was over. It was done. They were cooked. If you listen to this show, you know it was never that way. It was never that way. But the bozos that are still listening to terrestrial radio, that are still following the national media talking heads, it makes me laugh, guys. It makes me laugh. It makes me laugh when you say that you consume your content that way. It is truly remarkable what this team is doing. Like, they are playing smash mouth defense. Jalen Hurts proved today to all the bozos and the dipshits that he can throw the rock and do it effectively and do it smoothly and have fluidity to the passing game. I loved his quote about them having to water every aspect of the yard. It's just a beautiful, beautiful thing that the Eagles, and I've said this for a couple weeks now, they are finding ways to win games in a multitude of ways. They've blown teams out. They've won close games. Pardon me. They've won games like this against the Steelers and against the Ravens, where they've shut down components of that opponent's offense and played elite defense against them. They've hung in a mini shootout week 1 of the season. They have found ways to win in so many different ways. And that's what makes teams great, and that's what makes great teams elite. Is when you can find ways to win, you can maneuver through a game as it's going on and find ways to win. That's what makes you distance yourself from the masses, especially in the NFL. It has been a spectacular run for this team. It's not over. Job's not done. As Jalen said when he got the Tom Brady LFG award at the end of the game, which is like Tom Brady's game MVP. 10 sounds great. 11 sounds better. And it was super cool. And I know we have had people talk about Tom Brady and his broadcasting position on Fox and the way that he's broadcasting games and why he's limited due to his ownership with the Raiders and things like that. I thought Brady today was one of the best games he's broadcast that I've gotten a chance to tune into his entire broadcasting career. I also truly liked that he is someone who sees the special factor and that X factor gene in Jalen Hurts. And he's just not going with the flow of the headlines. And he's watching what Jalen Hurts is doing and truly appreciates what Jalen Hurts is able to do on a football field. And that also translated into that LFG award interview. And you could tell the respect that Jalen has for Tom Brady and the respect that Tom Brady has for Jalen. The way that those two just talked with so much ease. And Jalen's first playoff game in his career was against Tom Brady in 2021. You would think those two were like lifelong friends, and there is a distinct age gap between the two. It felt when they were talking and having their conversation post-game during that like award presentation segment that those two had been friends for 20 years. It was so cool to see how comfortable Jalen was talking to Tom Brady, how Tom Brady just respects Jalen Hurts. It was really cool. And, you know, Philadelphia's had our gripes with Tom Brady, for sure. And Tom Brady's had his little gripe. He can't get over 2017, obviously. But it was really cool, and I had a lot of respect for Tom Brady from that. So kudos to TB12 on that one. But the Eagles get it done, and it's a victory Monday, which means you guys should be cracking open an ice-cold Kenwood beer, the official beer partner of Underground Sports Philadelphia. It's a refreshing light beer, just 4.1% ABV, 120 calories, 8 grams of carbs. Right now, you still got a little bit of time. You can get beer delivered to your home this holiday season. For December only, Kenwood Beer is offering home delivery to Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware residents. While they can't guarantee a delivery date, if you order before December 18th, so you have about like 24 to 36 hours by the time you're listening to this, there's a good chance it arrives before Christmas Day. It will be available in 6-pack 12-ounce cans, 12-pack 12-ounce cans, and 12-pack 19.2-ounce cans, also known as the Big Kenny. You can go to kenwoodbeer.com, use the Kenny Finder, see who's got Kenwood Beer on tap in the Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Maryland, New Jersey, and Delaware areas. You can also find Kenwood Beer at your local liquor stores in those markets. Must be 21 or older to do so. And this holiday season, give the gift of beer, grab a Kenny, get Kenwood delivered to your house, and of course, please drink responsibly. And our Eagles breakdown was brought to you by our good friends at 47 Brand. 47 is the place to go for your favorite sports fan this holiday season and all year round. 47, I've been wearing 47 hats for as long as I can remember. Like, truly, I used to work at PacSun back in the day. We used to have 47 Brand hats a ton. I would buy them all the time. I loved 47 Brand, and now that they're an official partner of the pod, it's all I wear. You guys see me wearing my game day hat. I'm wearing 47 Brand all the time. 47 Brand is the place to shop for your favorite sports fan. From MLB, NBA, NHL, NFL, NCAA. They've got NASCAR stuff that is so awesome. They've got Premier League as well in the fold. And their apparel is second to none for your favorite sports fan. Click our link in the description and get free shipping this holiday season with our friends at 47 Brand. And shop for your favorite sports fan this holiday season. And join the 47 family today. When you use our link, get free shipping on any order with our friends at 47 Brand. Ladies and gentlemen, shall we go around the NFL? Because a lot happened in the NFL this week. So much went down. Some teams clinched playoff spots. Some teams went through and made some noise. And our Around the NFL segment is brought to you by Paramount Plus. That's right, Paramount Plus is the place to stream the NFL all season long. And now it is the place to stream Dexter, Original Sin. You never forget your first crime. Witness the beginning as Dexter's darkness first comes to light in Dexter Original Sin. When his bloodthirsty urges can't be ignored any longer, young Dexter Morgan must learn to channel his inner darkness as he transitions from student to avenging serial killer with the guidance of his father, Harry. Got the trailer for you guys right here.
I am a killer, but I wasn't born this way. I was made by my history, by the people around me. They say it takes a village to raise a killer.
I can get my satisfaction.
Dexter Original Sin is now streaming on the Paramount Plus with Showtime plan. Watch it now. Use our link in the description to sign up for Paramount Plus with the Showtime plan. Stream the NFL all season long. Stream Dexter Original Sin, now streaming on Paramount Plus. Also check out Premier League going on. A whole bunch of stuff is on Paramount Plus. And Dexter Original Sin is now streaming with the Paramount Plus with Showtime plan. Go watch it now. Sign up with our link in the description. We thank Paramount Plus for being a partner of the podcast. It's a crazy day in the NFL. Crazy day. And a crazy week. Thursday Night Football was a snoozer and a stink fest. The Rams win 12-6 against the 49ers. The Commanders squeak by the New Orleans Saints down in the Big Easy 20-19. The Chiefs escape the Browns 21-7. Patrick Mahomes gets injured. Carson Wentz made an appearance. We'll see how that all shakes out as the week goes by. Joe Burrow and the Bengals take down the Titans down there in Nashville 37-27. The Texans beat Tua and the Dolphins 20-12. The Ravens get by the Giants 35-14. The Jets squeeze by the Jaguars 32-25. Devontae Adams had himself a game, almost 200 receiving yards. The Cowboys go into Carolina as an underdog. They come out big-time winners 30-14. The Buccaneers absolutely dominate the Chargers in LA 40-17. The Broncos win the Battle of the Horses 31-13 against the Colts. The Cardinals sizzle the Patriots out in the desert 30-17. The Bills outlast the Lions in an absolute thriller 48-42 your final there. The Eagles fly by the Steelers and they win the state championship of Pennsylvania 27-13. And the Green Bay Packers take it home on Sunday Night Football with a 30-13 victory out in Seattle. We still have 2 Monday night games this week. That's right, there's 2 Monday Night Football games this week. The Bears are in Minnesota to take on the Vikings at 8 o'clock. And then the Falcons go to Las Vegas to take on the Raiders at 8:30. And there's your around the NFL, for the most part, for week 15 of action. And week 16 gets started with Broncos Chargers on Thursday Night Football. We've got Saturday football in week 16. Reminder for all you fans and for fantasy players, Saturday football starts this week. Coming up, Texans, Chiefs, Steelers, Ravens on Saturday. And then one Monday game next week, but it's a doozy of a time. Doozy of a time coming. It's that time of the year where games start happening almost any day of the week. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. And you can catch a whole bunch of the NFL on Paramount Plus. Use our link to sign up for Paramount Plus, and we'll go around just the standings. The AFC East, the Bills have obviously clinched their division 11-3. The Dolphins are 6-8. Jets are 4-10. Patriots are 3-11. The Chiefs are 13-1. Broncos 9-5. Chargers 8-6. Raiders 2-11. The Steelers are 10-4. They clinched a playoff spot even with a loss today. The Ravens 9-5. Bengals 6-8, and the Browns are 3-11. The Texans clinch a playoff spot as they clinch the division. They are 9-5. The Colts 6-8. Jaguars 3-11, and the Titans 3-11. Then we go to the NFC. The Eagles 12-2 at the top of the division. They should clinch the division next week with a win against the Commanders, who are 9-5. The Cowboys are 6-8, and the Giants are 2-12. The Rams 8-6, the Seahawks 8-6, the Cardinals 7-7, and the 49ers are 6-8. Pardon me. The Lions are 12-2, the Vikings 11-2, and the Vikings clinch a playoff spot today. The Packers are 10-4, and the Bears are 4-9. The Bucks are 8-6. Falcons are 6-7. The Saints are 5-9, and the Panthers are 3-11. Want to see the Eagles here? Points for 369. Damn, that's fine. Points against 247. Only the Vikings by 7 have surrendered fewer points than the Eagles in the NFC. And the Broncos and Chargers have surrendered the same amount of points as the Eagles. So right now the Eagles are tied for second in the NFL for points allowed to opponents this season, with the Broncos and Chargers, and then the Vikings are ahead of them by just a touchdown. Pretty good stuff. Great time going around the NFL each and every week. And I'm excited for Eagles Commanders next week. It's going to be one hell of a game, a lot on the line for both teams. Eagles can clinch the division for the first time since 2022. Let's see. The list of winners. Yeah, since 2022. Because obviously we went to the Super Bowl that year. But yeah, we're going to have another different division winner regardless, because the Cowboys won it last year. And we will not have a repeat division winner yet again for the first time. The only time it's happened in recent history is 03-04 with the Eagles. And before that, it was the Cowboys in the 90s. Just running rampant. And it has not happened since 03-04, which is just nuts. But the Eagles have a chance to clinch the division next week, which is exciting. And if you're not enjoying this team, I don't know what to tell you. You just don't like fun. You don't like fun, as if that's what I have to say if you're not enjoying this Eagles team. One thing I am not enjoying is the Philadelphia 76ers. News from their game against the Pacers on Friday. Of course it happened on Friday the 13th. It's the Sixers and the most unlucky day of any calendar date you can find. Jared McCain suffers a lateral meniscus tear in his left knee. He is out indefinitely. I will start this off by saying I have been the biggest Jared McCain fan since he was at Duke. I have been a huge fan of his. I think he is such a light and such a wonderful presence in the game of basketball and just existing in general. I love Jared McCain. I would love to get Jared on this show at some point. I'm wishing him the most productive, healthy, and speedy recovery possible, whichever route he decides to go with the meniscus surgery. I hope he recovers and is perfectly good to go whenever that time comes. I don't want the Sixers to rush him back. I want him to get fully healthy and be good to go 100% or as close to 100%. Don't half-ass it. Let him heal properly. Now, the Sixers, as of this recording, are sitting at 7-16 in 12th place in the East. Two games back of a play-in spot. Joel Embiid suffers a sinus fracture in this game as well. Paul George has not been healthy at all. Tyrese Maxey is going to be playing with a bunch of bench players for a long, foreseeable time. I'm sitting here, as you guys are listening to this on Monday, December 16th. This season's cooked. It's over. 23 games into an 82-game season. Wave the white flag. Call it. Trade everyone. Done. It's over. The Sixers season is over. It's over before Christmas. It was a good run. It was a good run this year. 23 games. It's over, guys. Unless your immediate job is to cover this team, there's no need. There's no need to put yourself through the turmoil that is this Sixers season. It's chalked. Wipe your hands of it. And we'll see him in 2025, 2026. There's no other way around it. Genuinely. There's no fun watching this team. One of the most fun parts is out indefinitely with a meniscus injury. I got PTSD hearing meniscus tear. I felt like the war meme with the guy having the planes and everything crashing behind him when I heard meniscus tear for a Sixers rookie. Season is well done. It's over. Cooked. C'est la vie. Good night. I don't see any value if you're a fan in committing time, effort, and sanity to watching this team. There's nothing good that can come from it. The season has been a disaster from the jump. Cook it up and throw it away. I see no value in participating in watching this team right now. They are not, like, I can definitively say right now, December 16th, I can say right now, the Philadelphia 76ers are not a championship contender. They're not. And for this team that has championship aspirations, has a championship window, and has failed year over year over year over year over year over year to get out of the second round of the playoffs. If you think this team is going to somehow do some sneaky voodoo shit and navigate through the play-in and navigate through the playoffs and compete with a team like even the Magic, the Knicks, the Celtics, the Cavs, whoever it may be, this team's not getting out of potentially a play-in if they sneak in. Okay? It's not worth your time. Okay? It's genuinely a disaster season from hell. They are 3-9 at home. There's no home court advantage at the Wells Fargo Center right now. I don't even have the mental wherewithal to talk about the Center City Arena getting approved. No coincidence that as soon as that plan came to be, that the Sixers season went to shit. There's no genuine value to anybody to put yourself through the torture that is this basketball team. There's not, okay? There's so much more to enjoy. This Eagles team. The Flyers are fun. They're a fun watch. The Phillies, I'm going to get into. People need to calm the fuck down about them, but everything's going to be okay. Hell, do what I'm doing. Get into another sport like the Premier League. The Philadelphia Wings are really fucking good too. Another team that's more affordable to go and watch at the Wells Fargo Center. This team's done. They're cooked. It's over. The season is a wash. Genuinely, I've been contemplating for this show, like, figuring out, like, if it's even worth us talking about them on the show right now. That's where I'm at. Like, this team doesn't have enough going on in terms of value to discuss that I find it productive to bring them up on this program. Plain and simple. They're not fun. They are not fun at all. And one of your most fun components is out indefinitely. I don't know. I have no answers. Other than if you want to get some of the best apparel in the game when it comes to the 76ers, you should be checking out our friends at FOCO. That's right. FOCO is the place to go to get officially licensed 76ers merchandise that is way more fun than what this basketball team is doing on the floor right now. And recently, FOCO's been releasing lots of new merchandise and products for all fans to show off their favorite teams, including the Philadelphia 76ers. We have our shopping list linked in the description that includes the 76ers overalls, the bottle cap wall sign, the action backpack, friendship bracelets, the Joel Embiid bobblehead, which is absolutely exquisite, the team gnome, and my favorite for the holidays is the Team Sherpa plush throw blanket. Shop officially licensed merchandise from the NBA, NFL, NHL, MLB, college basketball, college football, WWE, the entertainment world, MLS. FOCO is the place to do it. We love FOCO. They are truly the best. Use our link in the description to shop FOCO this holiday season. Shop for your favorite sports fan. Get them their favorite collectibles and apparel and merchandise from our friends at FOCO. And we thank FOCO for being a proud partner of Underground Sports Philadelphia. Let's talk a little Phils, guys. Let's talk a little Phils. The fight-ins. It's the winter meetings. People are losing their minds because everyone just wants to trade Alec Boehm. And, guys, I'm telling you right now, Alec Boehm's value is on the Phillies roster. Okay? You know, the Cubs trade for Kyle Tucker this week, and apparently the Phillies offered Nick Castellanos and Alec Boehm to the Astros. They said no. They get Isaac Paredes and a couple of their players. And go look at Paredes' home run spray chart from last season, and you'll see why the Astros wanted Isaac Paredes. Apparently the Phillies wanted Mason Miller in trade talks with the A's for Alec Boehm. The A's said no. People who are just like confused by all of these rumors coming out, let me tell you something. When it comes to trades with Dave Dombrowski, let's look at the trades that we have seen in the Dave Dombrowski era. The Ian Kennedy trade with Kyle Gibson and everything in Dombrowski's first year. Nobody saw that coming. Spencer Howard was in that deal. We were like, what the fuck? The Gregory Soto trade with Matt Vierling and Nick Maton. Nobody saw that coming. It should be called the Cody Clemens trade at this point. No one saw that coming. That was totally under the radar. The Matt Strom signing. No one saw that coming. That was under the radar. Let's think. The Michael Lorenzen trade. That came out of thin air. Who else? Who else trade-wise? I'm trying to think of what makes the most... Carlos Estevez. Sure, the Phillies' name was swirling around there, but we didn't really see it happening right away. The Austin Hayes deal came out of nowhere. Dombrowski moves in the shadows. Like, he lurks, and he throws things at the wall to kind of get a gauge on the market. I guarantee you, the trade or trades we see this offseason and the signings in free agency we see, the Jordan Romano signing came out of thin air. No one saw that coming. We are not going to know when these deals happen. So unless you're seeing something from a Jim Salisbury or John Heyman or John Morosi or to a degree Bob Nightingale, like I said at the end of the season and going into the offseason, unless you're seeing it from them and connecting the Phillies, don't put too much credence into it, okay? There's a lot of offseason. It's not even Christmas. There's a lot of offseason left. And yes, it was a crazy wild week on the MLB hot stove, but guess what? There's still a whole lot more to go. There's months, guys. Months. It is so telling how many people forget how long it took for Bryce Harper to sign with the Phillies. Bryce Harper did not sign until the end of February. Jake Arrieta, when we signed him, sure, it's Jake Arrieta, but when we signed him, that was not until mid-March. Okay? Relax. The Phillies were never real players in the Juan Soto sweepstakes. You needed Juan Soto to sign as soon as possible so that the rest of the offseason could kind of get a domino effect and get going, like we saw this week with all the moves that happened. The Phillies are going to be fine. Relax. And this, to me, is showing... There was a tweet this week that people were talking about how people care about the Sixers more. And I hate that argument of pitting fandoms against each other. It's the most petty, fucking stupid shit ever. People care about baseball in Philadelphia. Okay? The Phillies, the people were clamoring for the Phillies to get good when they were down. Okay? The Sixers, nobody gave a shit. The vocal minority cared about the Sixers during the process. No one cared about that. The Phillies, people were clamoring for them to get back to dominance. Okay? Let's just relax on the Sixers being team number 2 in Philadelphia. No. The Sixers right now are team number 4 in Philadelphia in the major 4 sports, in my opinion. The Phillies are going to be fine. Okay? I'm not worried. I'm not reading into anything crazy. Just let it breathe. Let it breathe. Relax. It's not even Christmas yet. It's not even Christmas. All right? It was this time in the it was December 14th, 2008 when the Phillies, was it the 08 season? No, it was December 2010. December 2010 when they went and got Cliff Lee. All right? Relax. Golly. It was around this time, December 2010, when Merry Cliffmas happened. Okay? There's still plenty of moves to be made. Although I am bummed that my shining star that I wanted the Phillies to sign is going to the Braves, and he's probably going to hit fucking 30 million home runs against the Phillies. Brian De La Cruz goes to the Braves. That one hurt. I wanted him here badly. I do have to say, though, on the topic of the Phillies, congratulations to Chief Vibes Officer, the best backup catcher in baseball, Garrett Stubbs, and his now wife, Evan, on their big day. I follow Garrett on Instagram, and the ceremony and the events looked absolutely exquisite. Congratulations to Garrett and Evan. They are one of the most under the radar hot couples in Philadelphia. Those two are beautiful together. I'm so happy for them. Garrett's dad is a listener of the show, and it's really cool seeing your favorite team's athletes have big days and big moments like that. So very happy for Garrett and Evan, and wishing them all the happiness in their new phase of life in marriage. And part of that was my guy, our guy, friend of the program via his family, Nick Castellanos and Jess were at Garrett's wedding, along with the Hoffman. Jeff Hoffman was at Garrett Stubbs' wedding. I might be a little Delulu-brained, but to me, that's a good sign with Jeff Hoffman and the Phils. Am I crazy? I feel like if you are a free agent and you're planning on going to another team and you don't have strong connections with the current team you were just with, you're not showing up to a wedding. I don't know. I might be reading too much into that, and I know this Phillies team are very close. They have a lot of deep running friendships on this roster. I viewed that as a great sign of Jeff Hoffman potentially being back with the Phillies in free agency, is that he attended Garrett's wedding. Call me crazy. Just reading a little in between the lines, maybe. Looking down the middle of the strike zone there for old Jeffy boy. I want him back here so bad. It makes sense for him to be back. We love Jeff Hoffman. Bring him back. Need it. Need him here. Our Phil segment brought to you by our friends at Tomahawk Shades, the best small batch eyewear in the game. Let me put the hater blockers back on for the people. These things are beautiful. They came in time for Stephen McAvoy's wedding last weekend. I was rocking these bad boys all around Long Island, stunting on everybody. You should be doing the same. These sunglasses look absolutely beautiful, and I got these and another pair and another pair and another pair for $66. There's no need for you to go out and spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on sunglasses and blue light glasses and prescription lens glasses when you can go to Tomahawk Shades for a better quality product for a fraction of the price of the big eyewear companies. Tomahawk Shades has you covered. Two brothers on Long Island wanted to disrupt the eyewear industry, and they're doing just that with Tomahawk Shades. Go to TomahawkShades.com or download the Tomahawk Shades app in the App Store or Google Play Store. And when you go to checkout, when your cart's filled to the gills, use code USP for 25% off your next order with our friends at Tomahawk Shades. That's 25% off your next order, TomahawkShades.com or in the Tomahawk Shades app when you use code USP from our friends at Tomahawk Shades. Shout out to the boys for having me looking styling and profiling wherever I'm going, stepping out on the town, protecting my eyeballs, because you only get one set of eyes, guys. Got to make sure they're protected. Let's talk a little Flyers here. It is brought to you by our friends at Dead Threads. We love Dead Threads. They are an underground aesthetic to represent your favorite sports team. We found Dead Threads about a year ago, I want to say, or maybe 2 years ago. And we have been huge fans of their products for as long as we can remember. Dead Threads truly have revolutionized fandom by giving you the coolest looking fan apparel that is going to have everyone asking, where did you get that? Where'd you get that hoodie, that sweatshirt, that t-shirt? They got their Christmas sale going on right now. It's 20% off site-wide. I am genuinely looking at their Philadelphia Flyers gear because they have one of the sickest Philadelphia Flyers pieces of apparel I've ever seen. It is a skeleton on fire playing hockey with a giant airplane flying over the skeleton's head. It is truly badass, and I need it. I need it to represent our Philadelphia Flyers right now. Use our link in the description and shop the Christmas sale with Dead Threads and get 20% off during their Christmas sale. And if you want to get a little extra discount at checkout, I'm going to see if this works, actually. I'm going to see if this works. Let's go here. Add to cart. Go to a little checkout. And yeah, so you get 20% off with the Christmas sale and an additional 10% off with code UNDERGROUND at checkout with our friends at Dead Thread. So use our link in the description. Shop the Christmas sale. Get 20% off already off the cuff. And then use code UNDERGROUND at checkout. You get an additional 10% off with our friends at Dead Threads. Shout out to Dead Threads. They're the best in the game. We love them. Shout out. Love you, Dead Threads. The Flyers, since we last spoke on this podcast, they took down the Detroit Red Wings on Thursday, 4-1 at the Wells Fargo Center. And then on Saturday, they played the best team in hockey and lost 4-1 against the Minnesota Wild. They split in the two games there. I'm cool with it. We kind of chalked that Wild game up as a loss. The Flyers are still in fourth place in the Metropolitan right now. 32 points to their names. I'm cool if they're hanging around there. You hang around that 4 spot, cause a little chaos there. Like, you have 32 points right now. You're in a playoff spot. I'm cool with that because you look at their schedule. We've talked about their schedule extensively for this month coming up. You don't play again until Wednesday night against the Red Wings in Detroit. Then you come home on Thursday at 7:30 to play the Kings. Then you're home on Saturday to play the Blue Jackets at home. And then you go to Pittsburgh to play the Penguins on Monday. And then you wrap up the year out west against the Ducks, the Kings, and the Sharks. And then the final part of that road trip is January 2nd against the Vegas Golden Knights. And then you also go to Toronto. So I'm cool right now. Like, you look at the remaining schedule for this month. If you can beat the Red Wings, fantastic. Beat the Kings, beat the Blue Jackets, beat the Penguins, win 4 in a row after dropping points. And then go out west, beat the Ducks, maybe lose to the Kings in LA, beat the Sharks. So that's Red Wings, Kings, Blue Jackets, Penguins, Ducks, Sharks. If you get 6 wins out of your next 7, fantastic. That's 14 points to add to your existing 32, which puts you at 46, which right now, obviously, other teams are going to play. They're going to rack up points as well. 46 points puts you in first place right now, if that's the case, but not the Capitals, Devils, and Hurricanes are not going to drop all of those games. That would be insane if that happened. But I think the Flyers have it in them. They're 5-3-2 in their last 10. They're playing good hockey. They're playing good team hockey. There's obviously some fundamentals and some stuff you want to clean up. But they're a fun watch right now, guys, and they are well more worth your time than watching the Sixers right now. They are much more entertaining, a lot more fun, easy to root for. Matvei Michkov is an absolute diabolical mastermind rookie sensation. He is a sensation. He is truly a sensation. I love watching this team. They have reinvigorated my love for hockey. And I've been out on hockey for so long. I've been very casual. I've been very just paying attention with like fantasy hockey stuff to try to help me get back into hockey. I am so much more into hockey this year than I have been in I don't know how long. I'm paying attention. I'm watching games every night. This team is so much fun. They have bought me so much more back in. Am I all the way in? No, it takes time. But I am so much more in than I ever have been, probably in the history of doing this podcast. I am thoroughly enjoying watching this team because it's win, lose, or draw. You're seeing progressions. You're seeing growth. You're seeing this team find their identity and create the atmosphere that you want from this hockey team. And they are truly so much fun. I'm enjoying them a ton this season. And it's only going to get more fun as the season goes on. And you see where you are. And this is year one of the rebuild, as I will continue to say. And we're having fun in a rebuild. That means this team's got talent. Okay? That means this team's got talent if we're having fun during a rebuild. That's super exciting to me. And I love it. I love this team. They are genuinely so much fun. And if you haven't given them a chance yet, I highly suggest you do, because it's only going to get better from here, in my opinion. In terms of fun, in terms of talent, in terms of just overall, like, on ice, like, execution of plays and performance is only going to get better. And I'm genuinely loving watching hockey again, which who knew that would happen during a rebuild? But yeah, Flyers not back in action until Wednesday, which is perfect because that's when we'll be recording again. So super pumped about the way they're playing. 5-3-2 in their last 10. Keep it rolling. Like I said, you genuinely could. Looking at the standings right now in the West. Yes, the Kings are good, but they are in an attainable state where you can hang with them. And if you can split with them, that's great. Red Wings, that's a team that, you just beat them. You should be able to beat them again. They are not that good. Beat the Red Wings in Detroit. Beat the Kings. Beat the Blue Jackets again. Beat the Penguins. Beat the Ducks. And beat the Sharks. I think it can be done. I think this team can do it. Let me know what you guys think in the YouTube comment section, or leave me a voicemail. Speakpipe.com/Underground Sports Philadelphia. Voicemail is linked in the description of the podcast. Voicemail lines open 24/7, 365, and 366 on a leap year. Want to hear from you guys. Let us know how you're feeling about the Eagles, the Flyers, the Sixers, the Phillies, the Union, the Wings, the Water Dogs, Philly in general. I want to hear everything. Speakpipe.com/Underground Sports Philadelphia. Leave us a voicemail. You'll get featured on the episode if you leave it for us. So leave us a voicemail. Speakpipe.com/Underground Sports Philadelphia. Last segment here. It's brought to you by our awesome merch partners at PHI Apparel Company. If you guys want to stand out in the crowd all year round, and especially this holiday season, look no further than PHI Apparel Company. You can get official Underground Sports Philadelphia podcast merch, from Underground Sports Philadelphia to the Outside the Box podcast, to get in the whole streamer season, the whole 9 yards. It's the place to do it. PHI Apparel Company. Mitch Jones from the Philadelphia Wings has an official Outside the Box podcast hoodie. Cole Irvin has official Underground Sports Philadelphia merch. Jamil Demby, official Underground Sports Philadelphia merch. Be like the pros. Rep Underground Sports Philadelphia. Use our link in the description or go to phiapparel.co. And when you go to checkout, use code UNDERGROUND and you'll get 10% off your next merch order. Go check out all of their unique designs for all so that you can stand out in the crowd, whether it's Eagles, Phillies, Flyers, Sixers, Union, Philly-centric merch, or Underground Sports Philadelphia merch. PHI Apparel Company is the place to do it. Go to phiapparel.co and use code UNDERGROUND to get 10% off your next merch order. The Philadelphia Wings, ladies and gentlemen, had themselves a night on Saturday night down at the Wells Fargo Center. I was in attendance covering the game as media for the pod. And the Wings tie a franchise record for most goals in a game in new franchise history. And they set a new single-game score differential record, winning by 9, 19-10 final score for the Wings. They go 4 of 5 on the power play. Joe Resetarits leading the way with 11 points. Blaze Reardon leading the way in goals with 4. Holden Cattoni with 9 assists. The boy Brennan O'Neill absolutely showing out in his home debut for the Wings. Popped off for 4 goals, 1 assist. Mitch Jones had 3 and 5. Holden Cattoni also had a goal, so 10 points for him. Phil Caputo, friend of the program, 2 and 2. Blaze had 4 and 2. Sam LeClaire with a SportsCenter top 10 highlight reel goal. He had 2 goals and an assist. Isaiah Davis-Allen, Anthony Jokic with an assist. It was a beautiful game. It was genuinely, and I've been covering this team for 6 seasons, 7 years. 2020-2021 season was canceled. It was one of the best games I have watched the Philadelphia Wings play since they have returned to Philadelphia. Easily, hands down. They won 1 game all year at home last year. To set the tone that way last night against a team that they should beat, but to set the tone that way and come out firing. You go into the second quarter tied 4-4. You get a shutout in the second quarter, go into halftime up 9-4. You put up a 6-piece in the third quarter, and you're up 15-7 going into the fourth quarter, and then you win 19-10. You had your third face-off guy option, win the face-off battle 17 out of 32. You held them scoreless on the power play. The Vegas Desert Dogs went 0 for 2 on the power play. The Wings were dynamic. They were fast. The ball movement was elite. It was so much fun to watch this team perform in that fashion. And if this is how they're going to play all year long, you guys need to get down to the Wells Fargo Center and watch this team. Now, they're not back home for a little bit. They go on the road for 2 straight games. On Friday, they're out in Vegas playing this same Desert Dogs team, and then they wrap up 2024 out in Saskatchewan. But they are home again on January 11th against the Calgary Roughnecks at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. It's Bark in the Bowl game. Bunch of doggos going to be at the Wells Fargo Center. And then Sunday, January 19th at 6 p.m., going to be a doozy of a game against Vancouver. And then they're home February 1st against Rochester. That's a Saturday night at 8 p.m. Saturday, February 8th, they're home 1 p.m. against Halifax, the Halifax Thunderbirds. March 8th, Saturday night against the Albany Firewolves. Saturday, March 15th, home 1 p.m. against the Colorado Mammoth. Friday, March 28th, home against the Ottawa Black Bears at 7 o'clock Eastern. And then Saturday, April 12th, 7 p.m. Eastern, home against the Georgia Swarm. Bunch of opportunities to go out and watch this Wings team. They're so much fun. There's a lot of elite star power on this team. And the bang for your buck in terms of price of going to the game and the product you're going to see on the floor this year is second to none. I'm very excited to be covering the team this year again and seeing the way that they're just going to evolve their game and really take the next step forward that we've wanted to see from them since they came back in 2018, 2019. So bravo, job well done to the boys. Shout out to Ian Rubel, first win as head coach of the Philadelphia Wings. And I'm excited, man. They had me fired up watching that game. It was awesome. It was truly an awesome, awesome display of just talent and dominance on Saturday night at the Wells Fargo Center. So let me know how you're feeling about the Wings if you're paying attention to the Philadelphia Wingies. And we got a bunch of stuff playing with them this season, so definitely stay tuned for that. That's all I got for you guys on this one. Make sure you're following us on the socials at Underground PHI across the board, or just search Underground Sports Philadelphia on your social media app of choice. We're on every single platform. Subscribe to the pod, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts in audio form. Leave a 5-star review. It's where you get full video episodes as well on our YouTube channel, but the audio also goes a long way when you subscribe and download and listen there. Leave those reviews. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Please, please, as Sabrina Carpenter once said, subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/@undergroundsportsphiladelphia. Smash that like button, ring the bell icon, drop a comment down below, leave me a voicemail at speakpipe.com/undergroundsportsphiladelphia. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, as always, as you know, this show is presented by the city of Vineland. Whether you're a company looking to expand, relocate, or you're a new business startup, selecting the right location is critical to your success. Vineland, New Jersey offers both an affordable business location and an excellent quality of life. The city's economic development department is a one-stop source for moving your project through the development and approval process. And their goal is to make this process as smooth as possible and to provide the fastest turnaround times in the region. If you're considering potential locations for your operation, contact the Vineland Economic Development Team at 856-794-4100. That's 856-794-4100, Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season. A big thank you to Security 21 Security Systems and Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated for their continued support of this podcast. This has been episode number 699. I know I've been talking about it. It did happen, I promise, and it's going to be on Wednesday's episode. Polaroid Fade, OG producer Tyler and his band, Nicoletta Giuliani and Tyler, were in studio a few weeks ago. That interview will be on Wednesday's show. Perfect way to celebrate 700 episodes of Underground Sports Philadelphia, then with an absolutely amazing interview that you won't want to miss. Go check out their album, Chaos into Poetry. It's out on all streaming platforms. Get a hard copy as well. CD, vinyl, cassette, it's all available. And check out Polaroid Fade on social media, Instagram. They're all over the place. Facebook, you name it. But Polaroid Fade on episode 700 of Underground Sports Philadelphia, which will be Wednesday's show that we record, so it'll be out Thursday for you guys. But this has been episode number 699, 699 episodes. Technically, this is 700 because we did an episode 0. So crazy. Thank you all for the support. As always, we love you guys and would not be able to do this without you. So let's keep this thing rolling. But this has been a Victory Monday edition of Underground Sports Philadelphia. I'm your boy KB. Go Birds. And I'll see you guys on Thursday with Harrison and Polaroid Fade. But until then, I'm getting the heck up out of here, and I'm signing off. Go Birds. Peace.